Today we are excited to introduce Wanaku, the first open source MCP router. Wanaku transforms how agentic applications integrate with enterprise systems. Wanaku manages incoming AI agents, ensuring they have the proper access and routing them to the appropriate enterprise resources. You can think of Wanaku as the friendly and efficient receptionist for your digital office. Just as a receptionist greets visitors, verifies their credentials, and directs them to the right department. This lets your agentic applications focus on what they do best. First, let's check if we have all the requirements for running the router. Then, we will install the command line utility and proceed with the demo. For this demo, we need to check if we have a container runtime. I am using Podman for this demo, and I recommend you do the same, although Docker should work just fine. Let's install the CLI utility. You can do so from our GitHub releases page. You may also run the commands provided on the demo's repository. Choose the appropriate CLI package for your operating system and platform and make sure it is on the path. In this demo, we are going to use a sample Docker Compose file that setups and launches the router. You can find the link to the Composer file in the Wanaku demos repository linked on the description of this video. Use Docker Compose to launch the services and check if they are running using Podman. Wanaku MCP router comes with a web user interface. You can access it on the port 8080 of the host you are running the router. This interface allows you to add tools, import toolsets, which are groups of tools that can be shared among colleagues and friends. Our project also has a repository of toolsets that the community can use to share the tools that they have created. To import one of those tools into Wanaku, we can copy and paste them into the import toolset page. For power users that prefer a text interface, the CLI can provide same capabilities. For instance, we can check that the toolset has been imported. Because Wanaku MCP is a router, it doesn't have the built-in ability to handle tools in itself. This is done by the downstream services that Wanaku can interact with. These downstream services can provide all sorts of capabilities to Wanaku, for instance, to talk to HTTP services, to Kafka brokers, and a lot more. Wanaku comes with a collection of services out of the box, and users can use the archetypes provided by Wanaku to create the downstream services for those that are not distributed with the project. The downstream service API leverages Apache Camel, which means that users can benefit from more than 300 options of components that they can use to integrate with. From Kafka brokers to Workday to WhatsApp, there is a vast range of options that users can choose to use. And if you need to build services in other languages, you can also build on top of our routing interface and have your services managed by Wanaku. In order to add the HTTP capability to Wanaku, we can link the downstream service to the router. To do so, we use the Wanaku targets tools link command. This command takes two parameters, the type of service and the address of the downstream service. The downstream service handling HTTP comes out of the box with Wanaku and is part of the Docker Compose file. As such, we can refer to its local address in the container network. At this point, you need to configure a client that can talk to a model and has MCP capabilities. There are many tools like that. Check the video description for a link of those. Before we finally see Wanaku in action, let's see what happens when we ask a model for an information it cannot answer. When models receive questions like that, they may hallucinate or provide outdated answers. With an agent configured to leverage Wanaku's MCP router capabilities, we can try asking the same question again. What is today's currency conversion rate from €1 to dollar? As you can see, now the model was able to provide an accurate answer. We invite you to explore Wanaku and join us in redefining the integration landscape for modern AI applications. Stay tuned for more updates as we continue to evolve and expand our capabilities.